When Hazrat Abbas took water with his hands, he wanted to taste the water. Then he remembered Sakina. He remembered the children who were with Imam Hossain alayhi salam. He threw the water.
He recognizes there are children who are thirsty. He recognizes there is a leader who is thirsty. He recognizes there is a sister who is thirsty. The most magnificent act of sacrifice and selflessness was displayed at that moment on the day of Ashura. History has never witnessed a moment of selflessness as that displayed and expressed by Al-Abbas on that day.
When he was coming back, carrying the water, the enemies were here, ready to attack him.
He chose the shorter distance, which was through the trees, the date trees.
But then came the enemy and they cut his right hand.
So he puts the container into his left arm. Another person from the left comes and takes that arm out too. But he is fighting his way to get to the camps and do what Imam Hossain asked him to do, which is to get the water to the children. So he puts it in his mouth, which is the last option that he has to hold. And he's continuing his way towards the camp. And one of the enemy realizes his plans, and he shoots an arrow into the container. The water starts spilling. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas has lost hope of going towards the camps. Some history books say that he changed his path.
Along the way, he is showered with arrows.
All was in his mind is his Imam, as well as the children who were waiting for the water.
He can hear Sukaina's words. He can hear Sukaina's cries. He can hear the cries of the other children.
He was not going to face the children because he had promised them water. He was not going to go back without water. And at the same time, someone from the back hit him on the back of his head.
Abbas fell first onto his face to the ground before he let the standard fall. Because, as we said, the standard represented all the hopes and aspirations that the women and the children and Imam Hossain held on that day.
He fell to the ground and he started calling for his brother. He said, Ya akha, adrik akhak.
And when Imam Hossain alayhi salam saw him on the ground, he came fighting against the enemy. When he reached him, all that Abbas could say is that, tell Sakina that I couldn't bring the water. When he passed away, you could see that Imam Hossain alayhi salam felt the pain, and that at that time he said, really, my backbone has been broken when he saw that Hazrat Abbas has been killed.
The greatest sacrifice in Karbala, one may argue, is the sacrifice of a 6-month-old. Imam comes forward in the heat of Karbala. Abbas and Ali Akbar and Qasim and Muslim and Habib and Hur may all have been able to control their thirst to a certain extent. Yet how does one expect a 6-month-old to go without water or to go without milk? Yet we find Imam comes forward and shows the people that, look, you may want to come and kill me, but surely you are not arrogant enough to kill a 6-month-old. I may want to protect the message of my Prophet, but the 6-month-old is coming forward just looking for a drink of water. Imam wanted to symbolize to the whole world that these weren't people who were seeking to protect Islam. For the people who seek to protect Islam are not those who would ever massacre a 6-month-old.
Imam Hussain took Ali al-Azhar or Abdullah Radi to the battlefield and said, look, if you think that we, the grown-up, have some sort of thing to be punished for, can you tell me about this innocent infant who did not commit any sin? There's no fault at all. He didn't do anything.
Saying that says, if you think I will drink of the water, I will put Ali Asghar on the sands, these hot sands of Karbala, and then you give him the water. And as Imam Hussain places him on the floor, you see Ali Asghar's dry tongue come out. And this pulls the hearts of some of the people in your position.
In an act of pure evil, Umar ibn Sa'ad, the general of Yazid's army at Karbala, gave orders to his main archer, Harmala, to strike the 6-month-old son of Hossain, Ali Asghar. The irony being, the arrow used to pierce the neck of the infant was one that was more commonly used to kill wild beasts. Hossain, by now a broken man, with the deaths of his close family members, struggled to break the news to his wife, Rabab, the mother of Ali Asghar. He walked back and forth from the tent of Rabab, calling out, "Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un." Surely we are from God, and to Him we shall return.
He does this on 7 occasions. The people ask, why do you do this? He replies by stating, I do not know how to tell a mother that her 6-month-old has a neck which is completely pierced. Imam had allowed men who were able to control their thirst to go before Ali Asghar. Yet he wanted to show the world that even a 6-month-old is a symbol for justice. A 6-month-old is a symbol of sacrifice.
This was the martyrdom of the last soldier in the camp of Hossain.
Hossain was now alone. His companions had been killed. Abbas, his backbone, had been killed. His nephew Qasim had been killed. His son Ali Akbar had been killed. And now his youngest son Ali Asghar had been killed. The following is a brief account of the last tragic moments of Hossain's life.
Imam Hossain advanced towards the enemy, raising his sword, losing all hope of survival. Abdullah ibn Ammar said, never have I seen someone surrounded by a huge number of enemies and whose son is slaughtered, and so are his family and companions, and who still maintained his composure, remained relentless and stayed courageous more than Hossain. He said, I am the one who is fighting you, and women are not held accountable, so keep your rogues away from them and stop them from harming my women as long as I am alive. Then he bade his family farewell for the 2nd time, ordering them to be patient. He put on the outer mantles as he said, get ready for affliction, get ready for tribulation, and be advised that Allah Almighty shall protect and safeguard you. The ladies who were raised in the lap of Prophet